We had seen how to insert, change, and delete database information from 1- and 2-level transactions through business components. In all cases, the business component's data structure had to be loaded into a variable, and the desired operation had to be performed on it, in the same way as with the transaction. The difference between 1- or 2-level business components was limited to working with the lines. As for the first level, the way of working is identical. So, for example, to insert an attraction, we would ask for memory, assign a value to the elements of the structure, and then invoke the insert method, which inserted a new record into the database, if everything was correct. The variable was loaded with the current values from the database in update mode. To update an attraction, we first loaded the variable with the load method, assigned the new value to the element or elements we wanted to change, and then invoked the update method to update the record in the database. If this was successful, the variable was loaded with the current values in update mode. Finally, to delete an attraction, we loaded it into the variable with the load method and then invoked the delete method, which effectively removed it from the database if everything was correct. The variable was loaded with the values that the record had before being deleted and in delete mode. And to insert, update, or delete lines, if the header already existed, we first loaded the header and lines in the business component variable, and then we manipulated the collection of lines. For example, if City Tour 2 has 2 lines, one for the Eiffel Tower and another for Notre Dame Cathedral, and we would like to add a new one, for the Louvre Museum, for example, we'd change the duration of the visit to the Eiffel Tower and remove the visit to Notre Dame from the tour. That is, insert, change, and delete one line. We had to work with the collection of lines. To insert one, it was necessary to ask for memory space for a variable of line business component type, which will have blank elements. Assign a value to its elements, and then use the add collection method to insert the attraction variable. To change a line, first it's obtained in the attraction business component variable of the lines using the getByKey method. Then, we just have to update the element that we're interested in. And finally, to delete a line, we have to use the removeByKey method from the line collection of the City Tour variable. After performing the 3 operations on the lines, the update method is invoked, which is the one that effectively impacts what has been done to the variable in the database, executing the transaction rules, as well as the referential integrity controls. If successful, the variable is loaded with the current values, including the case of inferred attributes and formulas. And it's left, of course, in update mode. Here we see the entire code of the program, in the order in which the lines of code operate. Of course, the header data can be updated as well. In this case, we need to change the name of the city tour before working with the lines, then work with the lines, and when doing an update. Note that here the order doesn't matter. The header attribute could have been changed at any other time before the update. We've been using these methods repeatedly. Load method, to load existing information into a business component, combined with the update or delete methods to update or delete, and the insert method to insert. But other ways can be used too. We just have to be clear about their differences and use cases. For example, the save method avoids specifying the operation in question. It's more like the confirm button of the transaction. It'll depend on the mode the variable is in, whether it will try to insert or update. If it's in insert mode, it'll try to insert, and if it's in update mode, it'll try to update. For example, every business component variable defined in an object is in insert mode, and the same happens when new memory space is allocated to it with new. If the variable is loaded with load, it immediately goes into update mode. After performing some operation on it, if it's successful, it'll be in update mode if it was inserted or modified, and in delete mode if the delete method was applied. Then, in order to know what operation was attempted when this save was found, we must know the context of this variable. However, with the insert and update methods, this is not necessary. Regardless of the mode, we want to insert or update information in the database. To learn more about the differences between the various methods available, including how to work with business components loaded from data providers, we invite you to watch the corresponding video.